live now, and it's on Women TV India. You can watch this show later on my Facebook page also. But we are live now on Women TV India. You guys can join and watch this wonderful show because it's going to be on nutrition, diet, and whatnot, and that too with my favorite guest. It's Shilpa Mittal. She's joining me all the way from Mumbai, and she's a nutritionist. And what kind of a nutritionist? She's a merit ranker nutritionist. So we have a perfect expert to join with us. So Shilpa, how are you?
Thank you so much, Jyoti, for inviting me, and I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I
Fantastic.
always look, I always look forward to join your session, and as I was mentioning before, I
Yeah.
love the topics that you really come up with, especially in my field. It's like I would say it's the bullseye. You just hit the right chord, and I really love to speak. So looking forward to this.
Thank you so much, Shilpa, for always being so obliged and coming to the show and encouraging many people. So, for a first question is, what do you think about the present thing of like that instant weight loss theory? People say fat cutter drinks. What is fat cutter drink?
Okay, let me begin with giving you an example. Right from childhood, I remember when we used to go to our nani's house. It used to be like if you're traveling a path, there always used to be like my cousins. Oh, do you want to know the shortcut to this? And I mean, even I was tempted. Like yes, yes. So either you take a long cut or you take a shortcut, and then you calculate the time, and then you're very happy if that shortcut works and you reach faster. So I think everybody's journey starts with that point, and even now, if it comes to traveling, if someone says, "Arey, wahan pe shortcut hai," we are always tempted to take that route. So when it comes to weight loss, which for many is like a never ending journey, and people want to keep what I would say is jumping from one thing to other, thinking that okay, if this is not worked, possibly this will work. So I mean, doing everything except for eating right and exercising, people are looking for that instant shortcut, I would say, which will give them instant result. So be it the fat burning drink or any kind of pill, Jyoti, I just want to say that there is no one food on the earth which is going to give you results. So even if it is that fat burning drink, I don't know what would that drink have, because eating I mean, this is a very blunt truth that I'm going to tell you. uh, Best of the best diet also, if I give you, and if you're not exercising, you will
Hmm.
not burn any fat. You will
Hmm.
definitely experience weight loss, but that will be only through water. It will be
Super.
not through your fat. So I
Okay.
don't know how this works. Maybe
Mhm.
if you're exercising and drinking that drink, you will get weight loss, but even if you don't take that drink, if you're exercising, eating right, you will still lose weight. So
Fantastic. Fantastic, Shilpa. There is one guest who is asking us, dietitian is a need of the hour. I need to connect with Shilpa. She's asking us. It's wonderful. You can contact Shilpa. We'll match. I mean, we'll connect with her details in her description of this live. Also, you can go and connect with Shilpa. Now, my next question is that there are many people who are unauthorized nutritionists. They talk on YouTube about in the night time you should not at all eat, afternoon you should eat, and then all these fancy methods of weight loss, like saying from fat to fit or whatnot, some kind of things. Now tell me something. If this unprofessional people are going about and talking, what is the effect it will go to the people?
So Jyoti, yes, and this lockdown, people have done a lot of online course without even seeing the university they are doing through, and I mean they are
Mhm.
not even aware that what they are going to do. Weight
Correct.
loss is not just a weight loss is just a very, very small part of what we dietitians do basically. And even in
Okay.
weight loss, like the
Mhm.
journey what you travel, what I travel, or what someone else travels differs, because each of us have a bio individuality, wherein what do I mean
Absolutely.
by that is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, your composition is different. You are a South Indian and I am a North Indian, so we have been evolved in a different way altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Some may have some kind of hormonal issue, some may have an underlying medical issue. So I mean, it is very sad to say, but in this lockdown I have seen so many cases of
Mm-hmm.
people who have gone through such kind of people who are not qualified, just done a 6 months course. They've gone
Okay.
through to them because of course they are giving good result in a month, 5 kgs, 7 kgs, and anybody would get tempted. I would not even say that it's their fault, because it is like jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai.
Bilkul.
So I mean, anybody would get tempted. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but these people are not understanding what are they
Mm-hmm.
doing to this person overall. So I have had patients who have had a lot of hair fall, people who had normal hormonal balance now coming up to me with imbalances. Apart from of course gaining the weight they have lost, gaining back the weight, plus also a few people having effect on their liver, on their kidney.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
and this all takes time. It is not that you lost weight now with such kind of dietitians being on XYZ diet, and then later on, maybe after 6 months or a year, you start seeing this all things. So, only request is, whenever you consult any dietitian,
Mm-hmm.
with I mean, do not. I mean, I would tell, please ask the dietitian the qualification, and
Okay.
a qualified dietitian will be very happy to share her qualifications. And
Mm-hmm.
just to give a brief idea as to what a qualified dietitian in India should have, the minimum degree. So this
Okay.
nutrition comes as a part of home science. So she
Mm-hmm.
should have taken nutrition after her 12th, which is, as I said, as a degree in home science. That's a
Not the
major.
one who is having the diploma, right? That's fancy diploma institutes are
Yes,
available.
mm,
30,000
yes,
में आप
absolutely.
dietitian बन सकते हैं. That's all fake, right?
Yes, of course, because see, I did my 7 years in nutrition. So
Oh my
it
God.
is, and we are still learning, because this is a science which is evolving day in and out. So six
Okay.
months, I really wonder, because understanding the diet planning, remembering the calories, the calculation itself takes a full long year. So, so that's what I was telling. 3 years is a graduation, and maybe food science, nutrition, clinical nutrition, dietetics. So there are various other things wherein, and then 2 years is a post graduation. Either that's a post graduation, that is masters, or we
Mm-hmm.
now have bifurcation like post graduation and child development. It could be post graduation and, sorry, child nutrition. It could be in dietetics. It could be in food service management. So diploma is postgraduate diploma, which is after your graduation. If she has that degree, also is valid. So just
Valid.
check out her degree. Ask her the number of years she's been qualified in nutrition and or dietetics, and that should give you a fair idea whether she is qualified or she is not qualified.
Fantastic. So you understand to whom to approach, people who are watching and who will watch it later. Another one question I want to ask you is, what is this instant that coffee you mix and you drink it and then you lose weight? That black coffee or fat cutter coffee, whatever name, I don't know. But yeah, there is lot of things which is going on YouTube, that even
Right.
celebrities endorse, saying that coffee subah pee ke gym karo, you lose weight and all that. 6,600 calories, 700 calories you can lose. Matlab you're breaking, you're not eating in the breakfast or whatever. So what do you have to say about this coffee and whatever kind of these kind of things, fancy names?
Yes, so I also have come across this, Jyoti, wherein people are actually not eating anything. The first thing, if they are going to the gym, is taking that, as you rightly mentioned, black coffee. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, they have been advised that it cuts down your fat, but
Yeah.
it's not the case. It improves your metabolism, maybe to some extent, but I
Mm-hmm.
would still advise, instead of loading your system with caffeine, early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and coffee really has a very high load of caffeine, which over
Okay.
the years is going to affect your stomach
Mm-hmm.
acidity to a greater
Mm-hmm.
extent,
Mm-hmm.
specifically the good bacteria. So one can in fact start the day with maybe a fruit or some dry fruits or maybe some kind of green juice. That is
Mm-hmm.
definitely going to help them detoxify and yes, improve on their metabolism too. So
Okay.
black coffee is should not ideally be taken.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for making us know that. And there are also some fancy teas. I'm reading out names like turmeric tea, ginger tea, calamine tea. I don't know what is that, but anyways,
Hmm.
all these teas. When I was writing this topic, I came across. I asked people, and they said that these are a couple of teas which they take to cut down jeera tea, jeera water. I'm sorry, jeera water,
Right.
and many other things which are all fat cutters. Apparently, is it true that these are all fast fat cutters?
So Jyoti, I'm so happy you've done a good research in this. So okay, all these teas you've mentioned, they are not fat cutters, but they are not bad, I would say. So something like turmeric, ginger, in this time of COVID, of course, they will help you with increasing your immunity,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of other things like if you're suffering from some kind of inflammation, if you have like arthritis pain or any kind of pain or simple acidity issue, then ginger tea is going to help you. And when
Mm-hmm.
we are talking about jeera water and all, yes, they help you to I mean basically people who have a lot of bloating issues or water retention, yes, that can help you with those issues, but of course not with fat loss. So whatever weight loss you see regularly by having say jeera tea is not the fat, but the water retention that is I mean that it's helping your body to come out of or to get rid of. So that is it. So they are not bad, I would say, as like caffeine is, but yes, they will help you.
So, what about the food intake? About the lot of dry fruits people take as a fat cutter and not taking the actual food. What do you have to say about it?
You mean to say replacing food with dry fruits?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course dry fruits are good, but then every good food needs also to be taken into a certain amount. You just, if the food is good, you cannot just rely on that food for the rest of your day.
Mm-hmm.
You need to eat all the food groups basically. So just
Mm-hmm.
eating too much of dry fruits, of course over a period of time, see, dry fruits are rich in proteins, in fiber, and in good fats. But if you have lot of dry fruits throughout the day, there are chances that it might disturb your lipid profile if you're subsequently not eating other food groups like other carbohydrates and proteins and other micronutrients too. So they need to be eaten in prescribed amount, and of course a qualified dietitian can guide you. Plus also what time of the day do they need to be added to certain other foods, or so accordingly you need to take it on, I mean at least consult someone with your reports, basically the lipid profile.
Wonderful. So there is also one thing called as one diet which I came across. I'm not going to talk about the keto diet and all that, but the diet of pineapple diet also. I don't know what is pineapple diet, wherein they eat only pineapple apparently to cut
Hmm.
the fat. Apparently, pineapple is used for cutting the diet, whatever weight. So, what do you say? What I have to say about it?
Okay, so now this comes under the classification of one food diet.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is maybe for a few days that person eats only pineapple, that is on fruit. So
Correct.
again here you are not going to lose any fat. Pineapple has an enzyme called bromelain which helps
Mm-hmm.
in digestion. So
Mm-hmm.
basically because of that your digestion takes place at a very good rate, or so it is not cutting down your fat per se, but helping you with the digestion. So possibly if your gut is functioning, good,
Mhm.
then you may see some amount of weight loss. But of course,
Mhm.
as I said, don't look out for diets which are completely cutting down on other food groups. So I will tell you what are the food groups. One is the
Mhm.
cereal food group, which includes all your rice, roti, all your millets. The other is
Mhm.
the proteins, that includes all your non-vegetarian foods like chicken, fish, egg, or your dairy products, or even your
Mhm.
pulses, sprouts, and all. The third
Mhm.
is your fruits, then
Mhm.
vegetables, and then is your oils, fats, and sugar. So any diet which tells you to eat only one of these food groups, or a diet which restricts any one of the food groups, is a diet which is not sustainable, and you should never go on such diets. Just a simple tip to understand what kind of diet you should follow. So a diet which includes all these five food groups is one you should be looking at, even if you want to lose weight.
Fantastic. It was very, very informative. And what is the diet which everybody should simply take? Matlab, kitna carbs, when to take carbs, when not to take carbs. Is there any rule? Before I end, my next question would be the, where you give a message. So, last but before question is that, because I want the perfect answer from you as a nutritionist, what it is.
So, Jyoti, yes, if you're looking at this, so it is not that you need to cut down on your carbs completely. I'm looking at each person having at least 4 meals a day. So
Okay?
let me give you an example, because that way it will be easier for you to understand. So let's
Mm-hmm.
start with, say, breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is the start of the day meal, and as the name suggests, it is breaking your overnight fast. So this meal should be rich in both carbs and protein. So say our regular idli, dosas, if you have poha, upma, that's also fine. Just see to it that you have some proteins with it, because poha, upma are majorly carbs. So maybe you can have some egg, or you can add a glass of milk. So this becomes your perfect breakfast. Of course, add vegetables to it. If you're having idli, dosas, try to have sambar with it, with lot of vegetables. The next meal we come to is lunch. So of course, lunch I think is not a big problem, because people have proper roti, sabzi, dal, rice. Only thing is, in lunch we tend to eat more of carbs. So that is where we need to work on. So ideally, what you should be looking at is your plate. Generally, how I tell is, divide the plate into half. A plate is circular, so divide it into half. The say the first half should consist of vegetables. It could be a bowl of cooked vegetables and a bowl of salad, or a bowl of unstrained soup. And the remaining half, just divide it into further half. So the one fourth of the plate would be your carbs, which could be your roti or rice or any millets. And the other remaining one fourth is the proteins, which could be your non-veg, as we discussed. It could be any kind of milk products like paneer, curd, or it could be pulses, or sprouts, or legumes. So this is how your lunch should be planned. Next
Mm-hmm.
we come to a snacks. So
Mm-hmm.
remember that even snacks should have some amount of protein. So maybe if you include a fruit there, try to have some dry fruits or some seeds, so that you are adding some amount of proteins there. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, dinner, as everybody knows, dinner has to be light. But of course, try not to go no carbs. So maybe you can reduce the amount of carbs, but you can still have carbs. So something like khichdi, wherein you have more of dal and less of rice in it. You can of course have different kind of dosas or pancake, wherein you're combining a millet with some form of legumes or sprouts. So this is how a balanced diet should look in. Means each meal should have all, basically, 3 to 4 food groups, as I mentioned, paying special attention to proteins in all the 4 meals. That is the key that one needs to remember. Otherwise, almost 70% of us are deficient in protein. So that is something we need to remember.
Wonderful, wonderful. There's Asha Sharma. I just missed her number name now, but she was also saying thank you so much for commenting that you like the show very much. Meena Sharma is saying nice. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for joining in and watching the show. One final question before I end this session today is that, what is that thing that these fat cutters are becoming, why they are becoming popular, and how people should know that these things don't work in the long run, and how much of exercise, that is a wrong question, listen, how much of exercise people should do, how much of diet people should do, and in the lockdown when they don't have space to go out and do exercise, what is the best exercises they can do you have any suggestions for us, or let us know that.
So Jyoti, if we are talking about the first part, I would take the fat cutter or fat burner. So of course there are some pills and all which are named as fat burners, and if
Mm-hmm.
you need to take those, you need to really consult a proper qualified nutritionist who has a knowledge of supplement. So in case if there is a need, she would go when she would check out your blood profile and then she would recommend. But if we are looking at the so-called huge market of fat cutters, then just remember one thing, as I said during the start of this show, that just one thing or just a fat cutter food will not work unless you are working on the other factors, that is your lifestyle change, your exercise, and your eating habit. So let me add one thing in lifestyle change. I have seen people going to the gym or going for an hour's walk, but considering the current situation wherein we all are working from home most of the time, what do? We sit at at the place, I mean, at our workstation for more than 3 hours, 4 hours, even six hours. So if you're working out or if you're going for a walk for 1 hour, but you're spending rest of the day sitting at one place for 2 hours, 3 hours, you are dropping your metabolism. So if you want to get that weight loss, just start moving. Get up every 1 hour, fill up your water bottle, take a round, walk while you are talking over the phone. So these are very small lifestyle changes, but if you look at its effect over the long time, yes, they are quite great. Coming to your next question is what is the portion size? Now, Jyoti, you were asking me how much should you eat, right? So now that varies from person to person, depending on the person's activity, the metabolism, the existing any medical condition, and based on that, their calorie requirements are calculated, and accordingly, I mean, a person is recommended. But just for a layman to understand how much to eat is just follow this 4 meal pattern a day, and I'm sure that you will not overeat. And yes, exercise, how much to do. So currently, when I mean, if you cannot go out to walk, possibly rains or due to COVID, make it a point to get into some kind of maybe some dance classes, some zumba or aerobics online, or just switch on a favorite music of yours and just move your body. Even that for half an hour, 40 minutes is fine. Or as I said, just walk while you are talking on the phone, or just 10 minutes of walk 3 or 4 times a day will also give you results. Maybe the results are slow, but yes, one important thing is consistency. Today you did it because you had time, and tomorrow the day was busy, so आपने कुछ भी नहीं किया, and then over a week you tell me, ma'am, I did everything, only 2 3 days I was not able to walk. Believe me, the results will not be as you expected. So consistency is very, very, very important. Suppose if you've decided to walk for 30 minutes, but today you are not having that much of time, but make it a point to at least walk for 10 minutes, so that you're not breaking that rhythm and the body is still giving you results. So that is something which is very important. So I think, hope, Jyoti, I was able to answer the exercise part to some extent.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I had to go because from long time there is a Wi-Fi problem. It is raining horribly in
Oh,
Hyderabad. So it's going
okay.
and coming. I was constantly checking it. So I joined by mobile data. I'm extremely sorry for
Oh
that
my God.
thing.
No, no, I can understand.
Tell me something before we end this session. You said a lot of information to us. When it comes to fat cutter, why are people so tempted? I understand it is instant, it is doable or not doable. People don't think about that, but they go it as a nutritionist. What do you suggest? to all the people who want to be fit, who want to be slim. Why is that slim is always considered to be good looking and fat is considered to be ugly? Why is that thing? Why is that mindset of the people? As a nutritionist, what do you suggest if there's somebody go into depression and come to you and say that, look Shilpa, मैं बहुत मोटी हूँ, I want to this, I am not able to lose weight, my husband is telling like this, my in-laws are saying I should lose weight. ऐसे लोगों को डिप्रेशन के साथ जो वेट लॉस करते हैं ना, वही लोग आई थिंक दे गो फॉर दिस इंस्टेंट वेट
Yes.
लॉस. आई फील लाइक दैट. सो आपका व्हाट इज योर थॉट ऑन दैट? आपका क्या थॉट है उस पर?
Yes, so that was a superb query, I would say, Jyoti, and the need of the hour. As you rightly mentioned, our society doesn't allow anybody to stay as the person is. So even if a person is very slim, the person will get comments like, "Oh my God, you're so thin. कुछ खाते नहीं हो क्या? You're looking so pale," and stuff like that. And on the other hand, if someone is a little obese, as you rightly said, yes, people would say, why aren't you losing weight? So it is
Correct.
either ways. So I think, and yes, that actually affects your mind. And yes, people go under depression and they really then want to do something instant wherein they get results very fast, and they go wrong there. So yes, I do get lot of people with this kind of mindset. What I try to do from my end is, I mean, it is actually a very difficult phase when they come to you with this kind of attitude, and especially if it is between the husband and wife, and it is at such a level. Believe me, I've seen wherein the marriage is at stake only because of weight. You feel really sad.
Horrible,
What
horrible.
I Yes, so what I want to tell them is they need to just accept their body, because they are in such a phase wherein they are in total rejection of everything. They don't like anything of their own. Even if they are very good looking, skin is glowing, hair is very beautiful, you tell them and they are like, ma'am, but मैं फिर भी मोटी हूँ ना. So it is like I try to then tell them what is so positive about them, because at times it may happen that there may be some kind of hormonal up and down which is not allowing you to get that result, especially on scale. Maybe the person is losing in inches, or maybe the weight loss is really so slow. So for this people, I just want to give them the advice that just accept your body, just love yourself. That is very, very important. Do a lot of positive self talk, even if whatever other persons are saying, it is difficult, I know. But if even they do this, they start getting results. And yes, weight loss is not the only goal. If you are fit, free from illness, if you have if your immunity is good, you have no kind of medical issues, no, all your gut functioning is good, right from, you don't suffer from gas, acidity, or constipation, no pains in your body, then even if you are overweight, it is okay. Being healthy and fit, you're following a good lifestyle and good diet, believe me, you are really, yeah, so you are as healthy as a person who is absolutely maybe slim. So one should, that's very sad part of our society, but just, one should not judge someone with being overweight or being slim. I think media also affects,
A lot, a
plays a
lot,
big role in
a
this.
lot. You're bang on. You said perfectly. That's the answer I wanted. And as you said, whatever weight you are, if you're happy and if your internal things are working perfectly, as Shilpa said that to us, it's perfectly fine. Thank you, Shilpa Mittal, for joining us and sharing all your things and also answering my silly questions. Of course, these questions are the need of the hour. That's why I asked. Thank you so much, Shilpa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jyoti. And don't think they were silly. I think they would have really helped a lot of people
Of
watching
course.
their show. So
Thank you.
enjoyed it again, and thank you so much.
Keep watching Women TV India and keep subscribing, sharing, and following it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shilpa. Bye bye.
Bye.